Anyway, I thought maybe we could dive on in and experience a little bit of positivity in this stream, you know? I think that sounds nice. Do you think maybe we could be a little bit positive? That'd be cool. Jimmy Dore, we just said positivity. Will from PA. Thank you. Can you develop a VGG mobile app? No. Specifically despite you, because you said that like 4 times in chat. I see you the first time you post something. You could type out a paragraph and it could flit by my screen in an instant because chat's moving quickly and I would still have read every single word. I would have grammar corrections for you if I cared to share them. I could have scanned it point by point, but that's how I read all theory, of course. Pigeon's right next to us. That's positive. Anyway, thus begins the segment right now. Top 10 things to be positive about. Even though some people are sad over the Rittenhouse verdict. Counting up, number 10. Do I want to bother her? She's kind of sleeping. But she doesn't pay rent. Pigeon! Bundled. Bundled in a sweater. You see? This is number 10. Do you see her? She is like a little rodent. Wow. Wow. Very good. Very good. There we go. Very good. Here, let me settle that back for you, okay? Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Well, maybe she's just going to wander around now. Cats are like that, you know. Nope, back in the sweater. All right, good baby. Does going back in the sweater count as number 9? That she just went right back into the sweater? That might. Number 8. No, that doesn't count. Number 9. I took a video of Artemy earlier today while on the toilet. I thought I'd share it with all of you. You'd have already seen it if you follow my Twitter, but some of you don't because you're bad. Okay? Look.
Blum 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 blum. Blum 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 blum. Ooh.
He loves the Slurpees. He loves it. He loves it. He has a water bowl. He has multiple actually, but he always begs for the bath water. He'll just wait in the bathtub, and then when we enter the bathroom, he'll go meow, and then he'll walk over to the bath faucet and he will rub his face against it until we turn it on, and that is how he signals to us that he's interested in getting. I should probably get him one of those fountains. That's true. But he's very dumb and very stupid. Cox, Chode Monster. Nice try. He likes the taste of lead. I don't live in Flint. Anyway. Victory for the workers in India. Yes! Number 8. Farm laws. India Prime Minister Modi repeals controversial reforms. Nice! You guys remember that massive, like, historically large general strike in India? Well, thousands of farmers had camped at Delhi's border since last November, and dozens died from heat, cold, and COVID. Farmers say the laws will allow the entry of private players in the farming that had hurt their income. Friday's surprise announcement to repeal the 3 controversial farm laws marks a major U-turn, as the government has not taken any initiative to talk to farmers in recent months. They broke! Farm unions are seeing this as a huge, huge victory. That is absolutely spectacular. Are there many nuanced details? I have no doubt. India is a very large country with many people, far more people than the United States, but I think that's spectacular. An unprecedentedly large general strike responding to highly unpopular farm reforms leading to the overturn of those laws. Yes, an unimaginable number of people participated. The government broke before they did. That is real cool. Yeah. What about the John Deere strike, huh? What about number, what would it be, 8, 7, 7, number 7, the John Deere strike. How about that, huh? That finally resolved, didn't it? Oh, well, thank you for for providing this right as I said that. Look at that. Wow. Are we going to watch the video? Yes. No copyright arena, please. What are we on, 7?
How long it would last, but they were prepared to keep going for as long as the last strike 35 years ago.
My dad was out for 5 months. We're the ones that make your stuff. We've earned it.
The UAW will wrap up their picketing after 1 month. A majority of union members, including Tony Long, voted in favor of John Deere's third contract offer on Wednesday.
I was hoping for about $5 an hour up front, keep our insurance, add on to our retirement, and didn't quite get the $5, but we're good.
In what turned out to be the last night of the strike, Atomo's employees were already satisfied with how far they had come. Local 74 members also voted in favor of John Deere's second offer to the union, although that vote failed throughout the region.
It was kind of frustrating, but I understood some of the people's wants.
Now that the strike is over, Atomo's employees look back on it as a successful experience that showed their collective strength.
It's been
collective. I know that word. That's a communist word. More than 10,000 striking John Deere workers will go back to work after approving a new agreement that union leadership called a landmark deal. They've been on strike since mid-October after the union overwhelmingly rejected a contract offer that would have delivered 5% raises to some workers and 6% to others. On Wednesday, members ratified a new 6-year agreement that includes 10% increases in wages this year, a total of 20% over the life of the contract, the United Auto Workers said. John Deere members did not just unite themselves, they seemed to unite the nation in a struggle for fairness in the workplace. God, I wish it could last. In addition to the wage increases, the newly ratified deal includes an $8,500 signing bonus, more retirement options, and makes no changes to health care. Fantastic stuff. A huge show of success. The nation was paying attention to the John Deere strike. We got a positive outcome from it. And I think that'll be inspiring to future workers, you know? It's very important that striking workers, or workers who might want to strike, have a positive example of what can be done if they hold their ground and organize well. Hassan contributed to their strike funds, if I remember correctly. They got quite a bit, hundreds of thousands, I think, from him as part of the merch drop that he gave. That was it, right? The money went to the John Deere striking workers. Great stuff. Fantastic stuff. Contributing but a tiny fraction of his dragon's hoard, but still good. Still good. Fantastic. Okay, that's number 7. Number 6 is... It's a communal exercise, people. Number 6. Number 6. Number 6. No, I'm not going to get any help from you. I'm not getting anything from you guys. Nope, that's not going to happen. Number 6 is that I recently finished my physical therapy. Yeah. Because my back feels good now. I don't need it. It wasn't even like the end of the program. My trainer and I just agreed that it was no longer medically necessary for me to arrive there. Yesterday's news, well, if maybe one of you would come up with number 6, then I wouldn't have had to say that thing over again. And now we're in the same position as before. See, now we're at number 5. And you see, what you could have produced for number 6 now could be produced for number 5. Here we go. Now we see contributions. Thank you very much. The Fred Hampton... Oh, is this true? No way. Are they actually? Oh, okay. A tentative possible number 5 is that the Fred Hampton leftists, you know, socialist MMA, whatever, might be changing their name. But I don't think that's actually what this says. I think they're just talking about the concept of changing their name. This is nothing. This is 3 likes. No, shh. This isn't enough. Sure. Hush. Not enough. Not good. Are you just making this up on the spot? Yes, of course, idiot. House passes social safety and climate change bill. You gave me a broken link. No. You all suck at this. Jesus Christ. Their Twitter profile says untitled. We will know when they change when we know they will change. But yes, for now, the Fred Hampton Left Twitter account is entitled Untitled, which is kind of funny looking. Former defense says ruling by judge in Ahmaud Arbery, trial over citizens arrest law guts their case. That was a lot of words to put together, you monster. Why? That was barely intelligible. Hold on. Ahmaud Arbery trial. As I understand it, we did have some good news from the Ahmaud Arbery trial coming out just today. Was there not a fairly significant development? The state rests its case. Where was that article that I saw? It said something to the effect of there was absolutely no evidence provided, not only that Arbery had a weapon, but even attacked them. Is that correct? Pokemon games came out today? That's bad. That's very bad. Ahmaud Arbery's mother is very confident they'll get a guilty verdict. Well, I'm happy to hear that. That'll be good to rub conservatives' noses in, sort of, compensate for things. I want to find that one article that I found. Let's see. Here we go. Travis McMichael testifies he wasn't under threat during pickup chase before fatally shooting Ahmaud Arbery. Wasn't under threat. Now, in a trial where your claim is self-defense, saying that you aren't under threat is well, it doesn't help. I would be astonished if these guys were exonerated. A man seen on video fatally shooting Ahmaud Arbery acknowledged that Arbery did not threaten him during a chase and that he could have stopped following him before the defense rested his case. My God. Jesus Christ. Do you think he could have pleaded the fifth here? Why the hell would he... If you're being asked questions that lead you to providing this answer, just fake a stroke. Just fall down or something. Stop. Just get out of there, Bite down on the cyanide capsule that you keep in your teeth. Watch the testimony of him. This isn't watching anything, you buffoon. This is a transcription. Oh, wait, the video was at the bottom. You fooled me.
And at this point in time, when you first see him on Burford, he's not reaching into his pockets.
No, ma'am. Not running, no, ma'am.
No. And he never yelled at you guys?
No, ma'am.
Never threatened you at all?
No, ma'am.
Never brandished any weapons?
Sorry, Your Honor, he's trying to finish his answer.
Yeah, he did not threaten me verbally. No, ma'am.
All right. Didn't brandish any weapons?
No, ma'am.
Didn't pull out any guns?
No, ma'am.
Didn't pull out any knife?
No, ma'am.
Never reached for anything, did he?
No.
He just ran?
Yes, he was just running.
Well, now, okay, I'll say this, okay? I do warn against this with the Rittenhouse stuff, but if this guy, if the whole Ahmaud Arbery thing gets off, exonerated on all counts, you can say whatever you want. If these guys are found not guilty on all counts, okay? You can attribute that to anything. You can say anything you want. I don't care. Aliens? Sure. White man? Sure. Cisgender? Go for it. Yeah, why not? Anything and everything. You can say slurs on Twitter. Any slurs. Go for it. Really, the world is your oyster. If indeed a total not guilty verdict is found. Yes, the universe is balancing itself. By the way, please do remember that while Rittenhouse was the larger trial, the bigger sort of news cycle, Ahmaud Arbery, tons of conservatives died on this hill. Even large conservatives, even large figures were saying he was threatening people, breaking into houses. He had a hammer. There was that hammer thing, you attack weapon. They committed heavily. And these are the people saying that the media misrepresented the Rittenhouse case. Now, was there misrepresentation about the Rittenhouse case? Undeniably, almost as a fact of the matter. But it paled in comparison to listening to conservative YouTubers talk about Ahmaud Arbery for 7 seconds. That's actually math. Scientists have done studies. The total amount of misinformation perpetuated by the mainstream media over Rittenhouse is approximately equivalent to 7 seconds of a conservative YouTube video on Ahmaud Arbery. That is true. That is mathematically true. So please keep that in mind moving forward. He had a comically oversized sledgehammer in his pocket. Yes, he had a mallet, like one of those big wooden mallets, you know? I think I'm too stupid to get that analogy. It's not an analogy. It's math. It's true. Mathematically so. Number 4 is the fact that Pigeon won't stop screaming. Hold on. Oh. Wow, what zoomies. Wow, zoom. Oh, and now we're here. Now you're there. And you're rubbing your face against my phone. And now you're here. Got quite the zoomy brain. Here, let's put you right like this. Perfect. Brilliant. That's not actually number 4, but I do love her very much. But I will not double count her. She was already number 10. Anyway, number 4. Number 4. That's when you come. That's a number 4. You know, number 1, number 2. Number 4 it's when you come. HSU becomes first NorCal Polytechnic. Nerd. You're a nerd. What's number 3? Can't fill you guys in on everything. Costco raising wages. Oh, well, this is nice. This can be number 4. Costco employs quite a few people. And as I understand, Costco treats its workers pretty well. You know, certainly relative to the industry standard. I've heard pretty good stuff about Costco. You know, we all know that anecdote about that food item on the menu where one of the co-founders said that they would murder the other one if they raised the price or something like that, which is the reason why it's still like 40 cents or something. Now, for me, the thing that really gets me about Costco is the chicken bake. The chicken bake that you can get at Costco is divinely inspired. They make it in no time at all. It's delicious. It's warm. It's wrapped in aluminum foil. It stays warm, and it's like $2. It is insane. It is a really good meal for no money. I don't know how they do it. Oh, hello again, Pigeon. Not content to not do zoomies, huh? What is this? I wish you could see. She's right here, right in front of the camera, just a little bit underneath it. And now you go back on here. Pigeon, if you want to go in, okay, if you want to go in, you have to wait until... Pigeon! She doesn't care. Okay. She's just going to sit her fat ass right down there. Or are you? What does it mean, Pigeon? Do you know I have a job? Do you know I work? Do you know that your food costs money? Too much money, because we get you good food, don't we? We get you expensive pet food. No sawdust for you. Here, step into the sweater. Thank you. Okay. She's alive. Very good. Nicely done. Stay right there. That's number 4. Number 3, positivity. Positivity. First human trial of Alzheimer's disease nasal vaccine to begin at Boston Hospital. A vaccine for Alzheimer's? Are you kidding me? No way. That would be almost too good. Number 3, we must remember that despite all the problems we face in this world, we are waging a ceaseless war against nature and its ongoing effort to cripple and kill us. If we succeed in the production of a vaccine against Alzheimer's, this is an almost unimaginable expansion of our, medical prowess, our ability to fight off the dark. Brigham and Women's Hospital will test the safety and efficacy of a nasal vaccine aimed at preventing and slowing Alzheimer's disease. The Boston Hospital announced the start of the trial. Phase 1 clinical trial comes after nearly 20 years of research. My God. Led by Howard L. Weiner, MD. co-director of the Anne Romney Center for Neurological Diseases at the hospital. The trial will include 16 participants between the ages of 60 and 85, all with early symptomatic Alzheimer's, but otherwise generally healthy. They will receive 2 doses of the vaccine 1 week apart, the hospital said in a press release. The participants will enroll from the Anne Romney Center. This is huge. This is phase 1 clinical trials. We're going to be seeing news updates from this. If there's an actual, it'll take quite a while for them to, between the control group and the test group, to determine, if there's been a significant impact. But if this really does halt the expanse of Alzheimer's, or even reverse it maybe, that would be extraordinary. That would be extraordinary. That'd be huge. It's one of the things that actually does make me feel pretty good about living in the time we're in. Medical technology is spectacular, and it really is, at least in concept, untainted, I think, by monetary interest. Because while pharmaceutical companies pursue profit, the actual doctors developing these cures, these treatments, procedures, vaccines, they are literally the vanguard of human health. I mean, they are like the warriors at the front. They're the explorers. They're the cosmonauts. They're leading the charge. They are progress. It's extraordinary. I think it is really, really, really inspiring. Of course, the actual industry has its problems, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I saw something earlier. What was that? Starbucks union vote. Uh-oh. Let's take a look. We're working on the HIV vaccine using mRNA-2. HIV vaccine. Does that mean I'll be able to fuck men without worrying? Hold on. mRNA HIV vaccine. I'm kidding, of course. If you take PrEP, the odds of you getting AIDS is like, or HIV is like 1 in a bajillion or whatever. One HIV vaccine fails while a first of its kind mRNA vaccine trial is set to begin. That's from the beginning of this month. Johnson & Johnson this week announced, Johnson & Johnson's breaking up, by the way. I'm sure the research will continue. Announced that its experimental HIV vaccine that uses the same tech as the COVID-19 vaccine was not effective at preventing infection in women. It was able to lower the vaccine was able to lower the infection rate by 25.2%, which is still good, but a trial will soon be underway for Moderna's 2 vaccines, mRNA 1644 and 1644v2 core, sounds like a graphics card, which are built on the same mRNA platform they used for the company's COVID-19 vaccine. Carries the code antigen. Moderna is aiming to enroll just over 50 patients, and it's aimed to be completed by the spring of 2023. Well, that would be spectacular. It's funny, we've had herpes for ages. Humans, I mean, we've known about it for a while. And then you have all these other ones coming up, like gonorrhea or syphilis or chlamydia or HIV. And we've taken care of them, haven't we? For the most part, antibiotics, even HIV now, you can suppress massively with with modern medical advances. But herpes is the one that still sticks around. Of all of them, that's like the default thing. I think 2/3 of Americans have simplex 2 or something. I don't know, something like that. We have some submissions for number 1, Germany to decriminalize weed. That's huge. Women's rights advancing faster than expected in Saudi Arabia. Whoa. Death penalty. Julius Jones. Oh my God. Hold on. Charlottesville civil suit trial on jury deliberation. The Nazis that organized Unite the Right will likely lose badly and have to pay up millions to the plaintiffs who sued. Who are the plaintiffs? Who are they suing on behalf of? White nationalists organized 2-day rally. 1 person killed. Who are the plaintiffs in this case? Let me see. So we're seeing whether or not these white supremacist and white nationalist organizations are liable for damages. The family of the woman who was killed? Possibly. Yes, it was me. I'm the plaintiff. I was organizing it myself. Yes, I heard about this. Oklahoma governor commutes inmate's death sentence hours before execution. Can you imagine? My God. Listen. Can you fucking imagine? Hours beforehand, this governor is such a drama queen, Jesus. A coalition of celebrities, conservatives, and Christian leaders had urged Governor Kevin Stitt to commute the death penalty sentence of Julius Jones, who was convicted of murder in 2002. That's quite a crowd. Called off execution just hours beforehand. Let's see. Death sentence for the inmate convicted in first-degree murder back in 2012. He has always insisted he was not guilty. He was scheduled to be executed less than a month after another death row inmate in Oklahoma, who vomited and shook in several minutes as he died by lethal injection. That's not good. That's bad. His death sentence was delayed. Stay of execution, mounting pressure to kill. And then they didn't. I love it when that's how the story ends. We just have too much other good news to look at to really focus on the details of this particular case, I'm afraid. I can't show this to you because Bloomberg is telling me that I can't look at it, but the headline says, Starbucks unionizing effort expands to Arizona. And I have to keep refreshing before the page blurs to prevent me from seeing anything for free. Really, Bloomberg? You need money this badly? You billionaire? Germany to legalize cannabis in economy-boosting bid after Merkel departure. Good! Smoke it up. Get high. What drug do Germans use? Do they just drink beer? This will be a huge upgrade. Trust me. Go for it. Women are steering Saudi Arabia towards revolutionary change. Well, that's nice. On International Men's Day, a bit tasteless to be reminded that women exist, but okay. Changing more rapidly than many observers predicted, and none of these changes has been more surprising or more significant than those affecting women. There's been gradual protest for some progress for some time. Saudi Arabian workers being hired. Women were given permission to drive back in 2018. Nothing handicapped working women more than the complex guardianship regulations. Men had to follow you everywhere outdoors, I think. Something like that. Anyway, it seems like things are moving forward, a little more positive, you know, and the bar is very low for Saudi Arabia, but it's still good, isn't it? Somebody in chat said that they're hoping to be part of a trial group for an experimental spinal cord injury treatment process. Just a moment. Just want to say, this mouse is my friend. They're my friend. Have you guys ever seen like a dog with two legs or whatever? It's like they don't even care. I mean, they just zoom anyway, you know? This mouse was paralyzed until a new injectable therapy developed at Northwestern University reversed its paralysis.
Spinal cord injury has been a major challenge for science.
Yeah, were there people in chat thinking they were paralyzing the mice? I think they're doing the opposite. I think they were unparalyzing the mice. I think that was I don't think you need a team of university doctors to confirm the process by which you paralyze mice. I feel like I feel like that's not of great medical interest. They're doing both, Vaush. You don't know? Maybe they just find paralyzed mice. I think they go down into the sewers and they look for the paralyzed mice. I don't care. Yes, they do. That's what they do. They go in there with like spelunking gear and they look for the runts of the litter. and they save them. That is what happens, and I don't care. That is what happens.
For decades. And the reason...
Also, I want you to know that Pigeon has been staring at the mouse moving on the screen.
is that the central nervous system, which sends messages between your brain and the rest of your body, has very limited capacity to repair after injury.
Does anyone else think it's a little bit weird that work on the human nervous system would be done by a skeleton? Right? They don't have nervous systems. They're animated by magic. Like, where you don't have any skin in the game.
To repair after injury.
Nice joke, bro. Thank you.
At the moment, the only options for patients with spinal cord injury include anti-inflammatory drugs and, of course, physical rehabilitation. However, we have not seen anything in the horizon that covers the broad spectrum of regenerative processes that we have seen in our experiments.
The reason why most of the people who show up in these online vids are so old is that they've been researching in the field for decades. Yeah, it must really suck being one of those people who spends their whole life researching something that ends up like totally fucking flopping. Like it's not even useful for future research, you know? Like you really, really believe that the banana nostril treatment will be what cures dementia, you know? Like you're really, you know the strings that you peel off bananas? Like you peel the peel and then there's kind of like the strings around the banana and then you like, if you like snort the string of the banana and like floss it out through your throat, through the sinus cavern, you know? And people will spend decades researching that specific thing. This isn't really fully relevant because that treatment ended up working. This goddamn music is so loud. During a spinal cord injury, the axons of neurons become damaged or severed, resulting in the loss of feeling in the body of paralysis. This forms a scar that prohibits the axons regenerating, which prevents the body from healing. The new therapy communicates with damaged cells, prompting them to regenerate or proliferate. I always love how that's so much of modern medical tech, isn't it? It's like it's literally like we take the part of the body that's not healing and we like tase it. Hey, wake up. And they're like, oh. Yeah, it's true President Sunday. Unless it's banana strings, you know. Also reduces scar tissue and encourages blood vessels in myelin to form. Injected as a liquid, it gels into a complex of something, mimics the natural environment around the spinal cord. Molecules within the nanofibers move or dance in order to engage with cell receptors, which are in constant motion. Oh my god, they're like... It's like the movie scene where the spy has to talk to the honeypot in the crowd, but she's dancing, and you have to like dance to like move towards them. You know what I mean? It's like billions and billions of little spy duders jiggling and bapping. They're doing a little bap. They really had the volume way too high. So
here are our tiny fibers trying to have encounters with those receptors. Well, if the molecules are dancing around or leaping out of the fibers, the probability that they will meet up with the receptors is
I don't know what I'm looking at.
We recognize this as a new concept that had never been done and had remarkable success in improving the recovery after spinal cord injury.
Huh? Oh, you're walking! You're walking! You got your little feet! Oh my god, Pigeon is staring. The more molecules move, the more successful the therapy was in reversing severe injuries. Slow moving molecules. Oh, they're zooming!
We are definitely headed for the FDA to seek approval for use of our novel therapy in clinical trials. And we are very excited about this possibility that will make a huge difference to patients.
How awesome is this?
I cannot tell you.
Can you imagine if within a 1 decade period we develop a vaccine for Alzheimer's, HIV, and recovery for people with spinal injuries? Do you have any idea? Can you imagine if like in 1 decade, like humanity gets those 3 things? Those are 3 of like the largest things, and just How fucking cool would that be?
How excited.
Don't forget Cuba's cancer vaccine. Yeah, how effective. Cancer is a general term that refers to like 1,000 different diseases that all behave similarly. So I don't know if can you. So this is for lung cancer, right? Cuba lung cancer vaccine. Well, this article is from 2018. Is there a more recent news article? Like, has there been some new development? Don't wash your turkey, says that video. Thank you. Cuba has a lung cancer vaccine. Many U.S. patients can't get it without breaking the law. How effective is it? I don't know anything about this. These are words. These are words. Uh-huh. 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 Let's just say that it works. Uh-huh. But even if we do get all these treatments, will anyone but the wealthy even be able to get them, since, you know, most of us don't even have health insurance? Well, I do have some good news. A few pieces of good news. Usually, what's really expensive and reserved for the ultra-wealthy are long-term procedures, therapy, and surgeries. Those usually require the greatest degree of medical expertise to exercise. See, if it's a very complicated surgery, you can't just have it be done at your local CVS. I mean, sometimes there are surgeries where there are only about a dozen people in the world who can do them. Vaccines don't work like that. That's the nice thing about vaccines. Vaccines are really only useful if they're applied universally, which is why the history of vaccine distribution in the US is different to the history of a bunch of other medical procedures. 1 second, Furman. If something is developed as a vaccine, I can't say things are just going to be fine, but I think it'll be better, you know? If we're talking lung cancer vaccine, Alzheimer's vaccine, and HIV vaccine, you know how vaccines are made. They make millions of batches and they send them out. People get them at their local pharmacy sometimes. I have hopes. Now, as for the spinal regeneration thing, that might require a greater degree of medical expertise, which means it'll be harder to access the materials and the manpower, which means it might be harder to do. But historically, even for things that are concentrated towards the wealthiest, everyone benefits from medical advancements. Do we not? Sometimes it really does trickle down, if it's even up top to trickle down for, you know. I have high hopes. And these, especially, by the way, the fight against Alzheimer's, is a critical step in not just extending the length of the human life, but the length of, what's the term? The quality of human life. We've been focused for so long on prolonging human life. We live to 80, to 90, to 100, but the last 40 years of your life, you spend half of it at the doctor. Removing, or at least mitigating Alzheimer's could be a huge positive step. What I would like, ideally, you know, imagine living the length of time that we do now, let's say till 80, you know, give or take, whatever. But that whole lifespan, you're in reasonably good health. Senility is not generally an issue. Your bones are kept healthy enough that you can move around. You're not in crippling back pain or whatever. Cancer doesn't get you. You have the freedom to live a good, strong life until eventually you die. We all die eventually. That's important, and that's spectacular. And we see steps towards that every day. And I cannot help but feel eternally grateful for the hard work of all the medical professionals who do all this crazy shit. Because, my God, I'm a live streamer, you know? I mean, I don't think that my work is useless, but when I think about, like, I mean, the work they do will be built upon for millennia, you know, ideally, in the best case scenario. It's monumental. The people who fight against things like malaria or polio, their effect on the world is incalculable. So we should be happy about that. I'm being informed that there is a cute baby interview that Vermin has provided.
Mr. Wirt, new allegations have come to light implicating you at the center of it all, stating that you are my special little man. Would you care to comment? Mr. Wirt, new allegations...
Ooh. What a friendly and handsome little baby that Pigeon is staring at. Pigeon, do you recognize your kind? Your scrotum? Your scrotum brethren? Perhaps. I love you, Pigeon. You are my special baby too. All right. There's a reason why I'm doing all of this, by the way. The point that I'm trying to get at is that we hyperfixate on day-to-day news. Politics is stressful, especially as a leftist, but there's always good stuff going on. There's always good news to focus on, and I don't keep up with it because it's generally not my job to. I keep up with stuff that I find interesting, and a lot of that means responding to negativity, but all it took was my ignorance prompting the rest of you for 10 minutes, and now we're looking at potential breakthrough medical technology, social advancements, weed being made legal in Germany. The number one best thing to be optimistic about is the fact that sometimes unbeknownst to us, there are tons of awesome things happening that we're not paying attention to, you know? That's the number one thing. If you want to go looking for it, there is always something amazing happening right now, just happened, or right around the corner. There are just too many people on Earth for that not to be the case. There are billions of us. We can't focus exclusively on negativity, even though sometimes it may be politically expedient to focus on it, because if you do, you forget that we are not involved in politics in some abstract, disconnected way. We don't care about politics because it's some hobby we're involved in. We do it because we care about human and other animal well-being, and sometimes you can lose sight of that if you don't take a moment to break from what's always the most sensational, which will be the most negative, and learn about all the wonderful things going on.